Welcome back, friends. This is our beginning knitting skills videos, and our last video was how to cast on using the backwards loop or the lowercase e method. Now I'm going to teach you how to do the knit stitch. I'm going to start by doing right-handed. I'll do the 15 stitches right-handed, and then I'm going to switch and I'm going to show you how to do it left-handed too. So those of you that are left-handed can learn to knit as well. Before I get started, I want to say that you hold the needles however is comfortable for you. That's a good thing about knitting, is there's no right or wrong way to do things as far as how you're holding your tools. So this is how I hold my tools, and if you all look right here, you can see my little lowercase e is on the needle. When you do the knit stitch, you're going to go through the middle of the e. So you come, if you're doing it right-handed, you come from left to right. Okay, so I've gone in the middle of the E. Your right hand needle is going to be behind your left hand needle. Then you're going to take this yarn, oops, I'm a little tangled up there, and you're going to wrap it around the back needle. And then you're going to pull it back through. Okay, I'm going to slow that down again, and I'm going to try to change the angle up a bit. So you go in the stitch, right needle behind left needle. I'm going to wrap the yarn around that, and then I'm going straight back out. Now I'll show you from the front again. In, around, straight back out, slide it off. So an important thing is you're just going straight in and out. You're not doing anything to this stitch on the needle until you slide it off the end. So I go in, around, and that yarn that I just wrapped around is now on this needle. So I'm scooping it out, and then we slide that stitch off. So in, around, out, off. Okay, so we're still doing the knit stitch with the right hand. I just changed the angle a bit so you all can see a different angle, and when I turn this way, I feel like it's a little easier for you to see. So I'm still going in the front, around the back, out the door, and off jumps Jack. So we're going in, around, back through, and off. If you are someone who's a crocheter that wants to learn how to knit, and you are used to holding your yarn in the opposite hand of your working needle or hook, you can do that with knitting as well. So here I'm showing I've got it over my index finger, my left index finger, and you could go in the front door. Instead of wrapping, you scoop that yarn through. And even if you're not a crocheter, if this is a more comfortable technique for you, go ahead and do it this way. Like, there's so many different ways that you can hold the needles and the yarn, and they all make the same thing. They all make knit fabric. So if you're just knitting, I finish this row and I start knitting the next row, you're going to make something called garter stitch. And I am going to be doing a video later after the purl stitch video that will just be a sampler that shows you the different stitches that you can get from knit and purl stitch. So here, whoop, I wasn't paying attention. So here, when I told you to not count that first knot that you put on, the way we get rid of that is you do both of them together around the back and then back through the window. Okay? You've gotten to the end of your row. What do you do now? Well, you just switch hands, put the needle with the yarn back in your left hand, the needle without the yarn back in your right hand. You're gonna scoop that guy up so you don't use that on accident. And you're just gonna start all over. In, around, off. In, around, and off. And you just keep going back and forth like that. And that is your knit stitch.